£225 million. That's an insane amount of money that Brighton managed to gain in only 12 months of business with Chelsea. How will they use it? And what options does almost $250 million bring to a club like Brighton? But first, how did all this happen? In the past 2 seasons, Brighton has improved a lot in football. They can surprise big teams in the Premier League, and there's something amazing about them. This team from the south of England buys players for a little money and then sells them for fortune. Last summer, Brighton received a lot of money from Chelsea. The Blues didn't hesitate to offer €65 million for Marc Cucurella, a defender who had only been in the Premier League for 1 year. Brighton had bought him for $18 million from Getafe. Graham Potter was highly praised. He was considered the best young coach in the Premier League because of his excellent work at Brighton. Potter moved from Brighton for £21.5 million, which is the amount Chelsea paid to let him go. He was forward-thinking, smart with tactics, creative, and liked to play with possession of the ball. Everything you would want in a modern manager. Paul Winstanley left his job as the head of recruitment at Brighton to work at Chelsea as well, after the 2 Premier League clubs agreed on a significant compensation package. He said he was very excited to join Chelsea and keep working with Graham Potter and his team. He also mentioned that there's a lot of excitement and energy about the new ownership and project at Chelsea. Goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, who went through youth teams starting from U18, transferred to Chelsea during the 2023 summer transfer window. He replaced Mendy, who accepted an offer from Saudi Arabia. The transfer fee was €23 million. Sanchez had played an important role for Brighton in the last season when they needed him, so it will be interesting to see if his replacement can do the job as well. Brighton's mastery of scouting was proven yet again by finding Moises Caicedo, who came to England 2 years ago from Independiente for $28 million. Now, 2 years later, Liverpool and Chelsea were both interested in him, but in the end, Chelsea paid the price, £116 million for the Ecuadorian midfielder. Which deal between Brighton and Chelsea do you think is the craziest? Share your thoughts in the comments. And how does Brighton spend the money? The Amex Stadium has seen some changes over the years, increasing its capacity to nearly 32,000 people. However, not much else has been updated both inside and outside since it opened 12 years ago. Lately, there have been some general improvements in decorations and carpets, and they've created a new tunnel club for high-end matchday hospitality. The club is planning further upgrades as part of a renovation project, mainly to create a fan zone around the walkway with overseeing balconies. It's a gradual process, and they need different permissions at various stages. The desire to match their facilities with their on-field progress led to $15 million worth of improvements to the training complex in 2019, including a dedicated hub for the Brighton women's team, who play in the top-tier Women's Super League. After Potter's departure, Brighton appointed Italian coach Roberto De Zerbi as their new head coach. De Zerbi, who previously managed the Ukrainian team Shakhtar Donetsk before the war disrupted the league, signed a 4-year contract with the club. Brighton's scouting model is also impressive. They have an amazing ability to discover talents ready for the Premier League in less glamorous leagues. They have uncovered many gems in the South American market. Caicedo came from Ecuadorian League, Julio Enciso from Paraguay, and Alexis McAllister from Argentina. But how do they find these rough diamonds? And why can't other clubs replicate their success? Here are the biggest transfers that Chelsea basically paid to Brighton. For 2022-23 season, Brighton purchased Pervin Estupiñán from Villarreal for £15.3 million. João Pedro joined from Watford for nearly £30 million for 2023-24 season, along with Carlos Baleba from Lille for £23.2 million, Bart Verbruggen from Anderlecht for £17 million, and Igor, who departed from Fiorentina, for £14.6 million. Hit the like button if you think Brighton spent its money well. Tony Bloom, the chairman and owner, has injected more than £400 million of his personal funds into the club since assuming control in 2009. Brighton has been consistently in the reds since ascending to the Premier League in 2017. The combined losses during the 2019-20 and 21 seasons, worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic, surpassed £110 million. In the latest complete financial report for the 2021-22 season, Brighton generated an annual revenue of £174 million, ranking 12th among Premier League clubs. This amount represents just over a third of Chelsea's £480 million revenue, and less than half of what Arsenal and Tottenham occur. Despite making progress, they remain heavily reliant on Tony Bloom's financial backing. In the 2021-22 season, when Brighton secured a 9th place finish in the Premier League under Graham Potter, they managed to turn a £53.4 million deficit into a £24.1 million profit. Nevertheless, this transformation included an additional £70 million from Bloom to clear bank loans and cover player-related expenses. The financial statements for the subsequent season, during which Brighton finished 6th and secured a spot in the Europa League under the new management, are expected to exhibit even more favorable financial outcomes. The earnings from Moises Caicedo deal will also bolster their income. While recognizing the significance of Tony Bloom's support, the club is committed to enhancing a long-term financial sustainability. The revenue delivered from on-field achievements and the arrangements with Chelsea should contribute to reducing their reliance on Bloom's resources, as mentioned by Chief Executive and Deputy Chairman Paul Barber. In the past 2 seasons, the Seagulls have expended approximately £199 million on player acquisitions and got £248 million from player sales. When you factor in the £116 million received for Caicedo transfer to Chelsea, the total amounts to £363 million, resulting in a profit of £164 million. Do you believe Brighton can become one of the top teams in the Premier League? Share your thoughts in the comments.